Hi all. Okay, I haven't been away long, just splitting the video there. So on my Island Impulse, I'm going to be looking at the card number here. Well, what's the chances? 1 to 10, yeah. Here we go. Ah dear, number 10, card number 10. Activating the 7 core. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe I have had some luck in this game. There's, sometimes you're drawing cards and you think, oh, that was quite lucky, but we've had my fair share of things not going very well. So, if we had played Monty Tidies the Lines, this would have been a no action card. So, I'm assuming we would just put that card in the discard pile and then have a German Impulse. However, I didn't do that. So, I'm going to have to suffer the consequences, haven't I? So, we're past the special date. Deploy all core reserves. There's none. We'll check for out of contact though. Okay, there's no. There might be out of contact units, but there's nowhere. There's no hex of German units proximate to within their core. This is their here north. There's no spaces in here that German units are proximate to. So even if there was out of contact units, there's nowhere them to redeploy to. So moving on, assign 3 replacement points. There's only one unit. This guy down, just off camera as usual. This guy's he's reduced. I think we had this. I seem to remember looking at this before, so it mustn't have been that long ago. I think that's when these units all moved out of contact and attacked that unit, wasn't it? So, can we activate the units in the core? Well, actually, the stack up there can probably take an IP, yeah. I think the rest of the units can. These are in a town. He's already got an IP. Oh, my bad. Here's a guy here as well. Yeah, because he moved down, didn't he? Oh, I wish I'd played that Monty Tidy's Lines card. Okay. Right, so they're going to activate. So let's roll 3 cards. Let's see what they get up to. Okay, they're all offensive. Oh, good. 6, 10, then 12. So we've got. Okay, they're both attacks. So strong attack, and then attack, and then attack. Yeah. Okay. These will all be going up the way in ascending order. So I think it's going to be the guys up north that we're looking at first. They've maybe got a bit much to. Well, no, they're quite a stack, aren't they? Maybe not. They maybe not get a strong attack, but attack is just greater than, isn't it? So there's quite a good chance that they might have a go with one of them. Anyway, I'll have a wee look and I'll get back to you. Right. I'm just looking up towards Verviers here and scratching my head a bit. Because I'm looking at these units and these units are surrounded. And I mean, one of the conditions to move in a unit, redeploying out of contact units to attack, which is what 2 of the units did, was the hex is not in danger of surround. So what have I missed here? Were these units dispersed maybe? Was that what it was? No. Without fuel? No, that doesn't matter. No, I'm going to have to go back and have a look at this. Hang on. Oh dear. Right, I'm just looking back on the video of moving the out of contact units into that place because I thought, how could they get there? They're surrounded. I've just totally washed that from my mind. I talk about they can't be in danger or surround when they move, and I talk about these hexes. I mentioned I think this is the where the unit was we attacked, and these two hexes wouldn't be an allied supply. They would also probably be in danger of surround, and I think I mentioned that. But this stack itself it's surrounded. It's not in danger of surround. It's surrounded. I'm not sure. Well, I've just totally not. I'm thinking. I suppose I'm attacking from this hex, so everything's fine in this hex. That's the only thing I can think. I've been thinking. I've not been considering the fact that that hex itself is not only in danger. I mean, I'm pretty sure when the wording is not in danger surround, and the hex is actually surrounded, you've got to assume that's the same kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, that's just common sense. That I think. Oh dear. I don't know if we can fix all that or not. Well, we're going to have to try, I think, because they shouldn't be where they are. And I'll tell you what, if we'd been down the south here and messing with my supply lines, I'd be fixing it. Yeah, sorry about that one, guys. There's a lot of things I'm getting wrong now. It's maybe just dragging on that, but I'm still trying to take as best care as I can with things, but there is a lot to try and take in, and let me see if there's something I can do about it. Yeah, I'm just looking back over the attack there, and I thought I'd got away with it. I thought I could just move the unit, because that unit was going to attack on its own. I made the right mess of that one, but because I moved the cavalry unit instead of the armoured unit. So on the video showing 11-1 odds with 7 jet pools, I make a comment saying it should be 13-1 odds because it should be an armoured unit instead of the cavalry unit, which is wrong as well now that I've seen things. But what it should actually be 3-1 odds and only 4 chit pools. So there's only 3 chits that get drawn in the video, and it's D3. It's enough to wipe the guy out. So I thought I'd got away with it. But one of the chits is 3-1, so that guy on his own is 3-1. Well, another chit is Allied Air Power, which they played. And then, unfortunately, the first chit that they actually draw is Attacker Elite. And he's only getting that because of the armoured unit. The infantry unit itself is just a line unit. So, what would the 4th chit have been? Who knows? I've mixed everything up now. I can't maybe just draw a chit to see. That's just that doesn't sit right with me. But it's a bit unfair. Well, no. We might not have lost the unit there. I think what I'm maybe going to do is take these out of contact units back out and just assume that the infantry unit was victorious, and that fourth chit was enough to take the unit out. I think it's my mistake here. I know it's something that's might have been. Well, you know what? I don't know, because this could be worse now. We've got the full 3 armour units in there, but they would have been up there surrounded, and that wasn't fair, because I shouldn't have been doing that. So I think I'll need to take the hit on losing the. It was the 501 unit, wasn't it? Oh shit! Yeah, it was this. It was this guy. I had lost. I wasn't too concerned about him, but unfortunately, things have moved on, and I can't quite fix that. Yeah, sorry, there's quite a few errors coming up now. Like I say, so we'll just accept the fact this infantry unit defeated that by itself. These units didn't redeploy. Now in the video it was this one that had redeployed without contact, but then I fixed that, and I think the previous video there, didn't I? So, but none of these would have done that, because they were moving into a hex that was surrounded, and you can't do that for an out of contact redeploy to attack. So okay, so we will now look back on, well, there'll not be a strong attack up there now anyway, definitely, but I don't think there would have been before, but we've got these guys. This guy's selector number 1, so I think that's the best I can do. Just need to go with it. Hi all. Okay, I'd cut that last bit last night. Thought I was coming back to it, but didn't happen. So just try to catch up on where I was. Yeah, I think we were talking about things that had went wrong with the previous activation of the Southern Corps units, wasn't I? One other thing I did forget to have a look at the time, but I went and since had a look when I moved these units back to here, and also the fact that this one didn't actually move up to there as well. Would they have done something else with the other cards? Well, we only had this, it was a strong attack, and then the last card after that was strengthen. So I looked and checked, and none of the units would have attempted to strengthen anything, so that didn't make any difference. So yeah, so that's the best we can leave it. I'll have to try and stay on the ball. So okay, getting back to this. So now this is where selector number 1 is. So, and he's stacked with 2 and 3, isn't he? So you've got 15 points worth of strength there. So is it possible they can get 3 times on something? I think it's probably unlikely as well. It's the position that they're in, I think, and the fact these bridges are down, I think. It's kind of making them unable to sort of, what they want is a kind of move action or advance or something to get them moving forward, I think. But so, well, I'll have a glance just in case I've missed something, because it is 15 strength this time. No, I can't see anything. I mean, they can't get adjacent to this unit, but they'd be attacking across the river. And like I say, because that bridge is down, they can't come up and around and into here, which would be a possible attack, but there's no bridge, so and there's no other. I mean, it's strength of unit stack and other active units. Well, this unit's active, but it's out of supply, so it can't attack. And like I say, and the other one's up there, and then the other ones are down there. So yeah, unfortunately, I think is it possible? What have we got? Attack after that, haven't we? So that's unit stack strength greater than. But is it going to matter? Because I don't actually think they can get proximate to anything. 1, 2, that seems wrong. 1, 2, 3. See, they can't get into this hex. They can't get into this hex. That's 3. That's 7 to move straight into there. Or 1, 2, 3. You know, 7 to go in there. 1. Yeah. I mean, the one unit that they can get adjacent to is this one. Again, it's across the river, but there's 2 units in the stack. This is the only hex that they can get adjacent to it. They can't get down to this one. So it would only be 1 unit that would move into there. So, and then you don't include the units that are already in that stack. To satisfy the situation anyway. Whether the action itself might use the units, that depends. But we're at the moment we're just trying to satisfy the situation. So I know I was looking forward to the attack option, but well, look, let's have a look at that when we get to it, Grant. Right, these units have nothing that they can get to that they can do a strong attack on. So that was units 1, 2 and 3. So let's move on to what else we've got down here. Okay, I think there's a possibility down here. The next unit is this one. This is selector number 5. This one is not involved. He's selector number 24. That's outside the range, so he's not an active unit. I mean, I'm not saying he could get involved within the action because I think it involves the core, but at the moment he's not an active unit. There's the cavalry unit up here is, however. So I just had a look. The cavalry unit can't quite get down into here because this is only 2 strength here. And one thing to note is these units are all out of. Oh, hang on, it says out of supply. Hang on. Yeah, sorry. Not sure what I was thinking about there, but I was saying the right thing and just not quite grasping it. They're all out of supply, so they get a -1 to their situational strength, on top of any other modifiers that might be applicable as well. So, like I say, this he can't get right down to here. But I then looked at this hex, and this is the VP town. Well, we've got 3 strength in there. Now it's a VP town, so it doesn't get a +1, and because it's out of fuel, it gets a -1. So there's only 2 strength in there. This can come into here, and this can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here. So that's 7 strength attacking 2. So we've got 3 to 1 odds there. So it looks like the situation's a go, and let's try to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. Yeah. He can't get down further down here, and we can't get into this guy. So I mean, this makes sense as a victory point town that they could be possibly taken back. So I think. Unfortunately for us, this is going to happen. And like I say, part of the action might bring this guy across because he's in the core. I've not just read on yet, just to see. But we know that they can also bring in out of contact units. And as we well know, there's a big stack of 15 strength up there that could come down as well. So Rochford could be in a bit of bother. Okay, so I think we satisfy the situation there, because we can get greater than or equal to 3 times approximate German unit stack. So I'm going to start moving on to the action. So all active units proximate to strongest qualifying. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced this is the only target, because and we need to have the cavalry unit to. Oh no, do we? No, actually, here's me just saying. Hang on then. That's true. Here's me saying that these get a -1, so he's actually only 1 strength situationally. So to be honest, he can come across this bridge and attack that at 4 to 1 odds. So, okay. But it is only him. It's either that one or that one, isn't it? Let me have another wee look before I. Okay, so I think I'm happy that we do have two possibles. This one, which it would only be this unit be involved. The cavalry wouldn't get down to that. But we're just stepping back to the situation because I've jumped away from it and found another. So strength of unit stack greater than or equal to 3 times. That's all it's asking for. So it doesn't matter if attacking this one would be 4 times. Well, at the moment it doesn't. If it would be 4 times or 5 times, and this is only this is going to be 4 times. This could be 5 times. At the moment it doesn't matter. So then you move on to action. All active units proximate to strongest qualifying. So that's the one that we need to check. Strongest qualifying. So I think it probably is going to be this still, isn't it? Because this is a 1 situationally, and this is a 2, isn't it? Yeah. So I think it probably is going to be that one. Hang on. Okay, it's its highest combat strength. But at first, I feel I may have brought this up before, a long time ago, maybe. It feels like I've noticed it before. On the player aid cards under the Allied Action card terminology, which is in the rulebook at 10.3, it's got strongest, and the description is the unit or stack with the highest total combat strength, if tied the lowest numbered unit. So I was just about to look at which one had the total. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway in this situation, but when it says total combat strength, there's no mention of situational. But if you look in the rulebook, and I'm pretty sure I have noticed this before, in the rulebook it says, strongest, the unit or stack with the highest total situational combat strength. So basically, that word. In fact, I'm going to scroll the word in there. I think it's just that word's been missed out. If tied the unit or stack with a lower selector number. Yeah, so we've got to go by the rulebook and that, and just say that there's been a wee missed word saying situational there. So if it was total, this guy would have 2, this guy would have 3. It is situational, so this guy's got 1, this guy's got 2. So that's our target. Okay, so we know this is our target. So this guy's going to move first. Now he's got 2 hexes he can get adjacent to. This one would only cost 1 movement point, whereas this one would cost, I think it's actually 4. You can go 1, 2, and then R2 into there for 4. So I thought then this unit wants to move down and attack. I thought that might spoil it for him because that was probably his hex, but this unit can actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into here. Oh, and saying that, that's attacking across the river, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning come into the same hex as this guy. But I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can't get into this one. So it's either here or here attacking across the river. So you wouldn't have thought that would be the case. So hang on. Okay, this is kind of an odd one. I think I maybe brought this up before as well, that if I remember rightly, when you play the Allied Soul game, there's a big concern about attacking and not wanting, the Germans not wanting to attack across rivers, which makes sense, you know. But there's no mention of that within the movement adjacent to a German unit within the German solo rules. Okay, sorry, I got distracted there. What was I on about? Yeah, I was on about this unit moving down and talking about the fact that the Germans in the Allied solo game avoid positions where you're attacking across rivers, but there doesn't seem to be any mention of that within the the Allied movement adjacent to German units within the German solo game. I think we did talk about it before, mind you. So there's nothing there to say that. So all you're doing is trying to reach an empty hex. Well, this unit can't get to either of these two hexes. So then it's going to go for the one with the most movement, which is actually going to end up down here. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 movement. So it can get down here for 6. So I think that's the case. Does seem a bit odd, that one, but I'm pretty sure I've came across this situation before. I thought it was odd, and I mean, bear in mind, sometimes the moves that the Allies make aren't the most optimal moves, but you can see some of the cards some of the activations they get are much better than what we get, and I think it all kind of balances out. So and yeah, just before I move him, I've moved him here, and we do have 2 restrictions: preserve the line, protect VP hex. Well, this guy moved from here to here. There's not, because of the town, I think. Hang on a sec. Is he opening up? Because he is actually making a gap hex here. Wait a sec. Yeah, I think that's okay, because although this unit was here and it's moved to here, and there is a gap hex here that wasn't here before, there's still no trace, there's still no communication trace for the likes of this German unit to come here, because this is an Allied, I think we did have that town for a wee while, but we've not got it now, so it's an Allied town, so I can't trace that way, I can't trace that way, and I can't trace through the Allied town. So I'm pretty sure that still is okay. Yeah, I feel okay about that one, I think. Obviously, if that had been just a plain hex, then we would have opened up a communication path, and that unit wouldn't have been able to move. So, and then as for this guy, he's also got to protect VP hex, but there's no German unit proximate to that hex or within 2 hexes of it. And him moving, well, the line's going to come. The line comes here, and then it comes across to here. So I don't suppose it would have even went down to that unit, would it? It would just go straight across, because there's no gap hexes in there. So yeah, that unit is probably not even classed as relevant. So it comes to here and then goes to here and here. So this guy moving it here there's not an issue. So, but unfortunately for the Allies, I think he's going to end up down there, which is going to have a mole with a 1 strength attacking. But this is the thing where we looked at that and worked out that it was going to be 7 strength attacking, and now the way they've moved, there's only 5 strength attacking. So in actual fact, we've got 5 against 2. So there you go, the odds aren't going to be 3 times now because of that. This was one of the things we talked about before, and Martin tried to get me to understand that, and I think I have now that the situation is greater than or equal to 3 times. Once you've looked at it and you can satisfy that situation, then try and move the units, and you might end up with a lot less than 3 times, but the situation's been satisfied, so you go ahead with what you've got. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's right. I say that quite a lot. I think that's right. Right. Okay. So, all active units proximate to strongest quality. And like we said, this unit is not active, but I think here's where it might come into. Other proximate units in same core reinforce. So this is where this guy could Well, in actual fact, no, he's not going to be able to, is he? Yeah, I don't know why I was talking about. I suppose if it went down to attack that unit, he could have supported that one, but he's not proximate. Because this is coming across the river and this bridge is blowing, so he would have to go 1, 2. Yeah, he can't reach. Okay, fair enough. So he's not involved. So, and then we've got all out of contact units in same corps redeployed to attack. So here's where we've got the situation where this might bring in some of these second armour units. I mean, like we say, 2 of them can move because when one of them moves, there's still 10 strength worth left. So checking other out of contact units. This guy's not out of contact, and the other unit up the top is not out of contact, and this guy's not out of contact, he's out of supply. These are, so 2 of these units are classed as out of contact. So let's see if we can move them properly this time. Okay. Okay, so we're first looking at selector number 1. He wants to go adjacent. He wants to be an ally supply. So that hex is out, because that's not an ally supply. These 2 are an ally supply. And obviously these 2 are as well, but my guess is he's wanting to try and hit an empty hex first. So adjacent to the target, not in dangerous surround, within stacking limits, ally supply. Okay, so and we got caught out with surround the last time, so let me just have a look, see if the 2 hexes are. This one's definitely not in dangerous surround, but this one maybe. No, this hex isn't in dangerous surround either, and for the main reason that all these units are out of supply. Oh, I suppose we could have some infantry. Eh? No, they're all mechanised, so they can all only move one hex. This is an infantry unit. Sorry, I'm pointing at things that are off the map again. Sorry. Let me zoom out a bit. Or are we zoomed out? That's the angle I've got the camera at, that's what's wrong. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the infantry units will be at the back, so it can move its full movement, but it could only get to here. So, yeah. So this hex is not in dangerous surround either. Okay, so it wants to go to one of the 2 hexes, and then, well, like I said, it wants to go one of the 4 hexes because they're all safe. Even this one. Yeah, because that unit moved down. It doesn't have the restriction of dangerous surround, but the out of contact would, so can something reach here? Nah. Again, it's all mechanised units that are round about, and so nah. So yeah, every one of the 4 hexes is a candidate, but we're wanting to pick an empty hex if we can. Then it talks about most movement points, which is not really applicable to units moving with. Oh no, sorry, they've got their own restrictions. Give me a second. Yeah, sorry, they've got their own priorities. If more than 1 hex is eligible, place a unit in a hex. So in actual fact, it's not looking for an empty hex. It's looking for the hex that causes the target to be surrounded first. That's its priority. And well, there you go, it'll be that hex then, because at the moment this unit isn't surrounded, innit? So that's the one that's going to surround them. This would too, but like we've said, this isn't an allied supply. So unit number 1 is going to come down here. I think that's right. Yeah, it's not in danger surround. Yeah, feeling okay about that one. So, and then we can move the next unit. So, and he's got the same, exactly the same. He can move to either 4 hexes. So priority is unit hex causes target to be surrounded. Well, we've got him surrounded already. Then in a hex it causes the target to be flanked. Well, he's already flanked, although it is in a town, so that's irrelevant, I suppose. Then in an empty hex. So there you go. So there's the empty hex. So it looks like unit 2 is going to come in there. And they guys are in a bit of bother now, I think. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So we'll go with that. So that's the last part, isn't it? All out of contact units, same core, redeploy to attack. Yeah, there's no others. That the last unit up there, he's got to stay there. He's not out of contact. Okay, so now we're going to start the attack. So if more than or equal to 5 steps is attack and break off at A2, and that's the case. So let's work out what they're getting here. 5, 10, 14, 17 to 3, isn't it? So 17 to 3. Oh god. Right, I can't. 5 to 1, isn't it? 17 to 3. 5 to 1. 5 to 1. Okay, so 5 to 1 odds. And so chip pool. So what are they getting? They're getting air power. So let's also draw a card for them then. Look at that. That was card number 3. That's what. Yeah, had we thought about that? What to go and look at that? So that's me drawing card number 3. But it surely must be when you draw it to activate, not for a combat tactic, surely. What does it say? Monty Tides the Wine. Hang on, give me a sec. I'm actually not 100% sure of that. Monty Tides the Wines. This day only, when drawing action cards for formations in the US First Army, treat all cards numbered 1 to 10 as no action. I mean, initially I thought it's when you're drawing it as a... When drawing action cards. Hold on. Oh no! I'm doing the wrong thing, haven't I? No. It's not the command cards, it's the action cards, Grant. I thought that was a bit odd, right enough. Oh dear. The blunders are getting more and more now, aren't they? So it's not command cards, it's action cards. And so we would have ignored strong attack and attack there, because they're number 6 and number 10. And we would have just had the attack card on its own. Ah, see. Yeah. I don't know, does that make it better or worse? Oh well, you know what, I've done it now anyway, I've not played it. Yeah, silly me. Well, nothing happened because of it, just me making a fool of myself again. Okay, yeah, right, so... Well, I'll need to, if I do get the chance to play it still, if it's worth it or not. Thing is, if I had played it right, if I had played it now, we wouldn't... Well, not necessarily this attack, we still had the attack card left, so maybe something similar would have happened. Maybe not as many units though, because I don't think the attack cards maybe bring in out of contact. Well, it's possible they do as well. Okay, irrelevant, Grant. Get on with it. So combat tactic. Yeah, so it's engineers on top of his air power. So that gives him an extra strength, doesn't it? Add 1 to the combat strength. In addition, remove an IP from the defender's hex. I may not play. I may not play combat tactics to build an IP. Ah, so great. That's an extra boost to him as well, isn't it? So that takes it up to 18 to 3, which is, so he's up to 6 to 1 with that. Typical. So 6 to 1. Chip pools are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 for a week is 5, and 2 combat tactics is 7. So 7 chip pools. 6 to 1 odds. We cannot play a card even if we wanted to. So let's just get on with the chip pools. It's 2 1-step units, isn't it? Yeah, so minimum of 2, maximum of 7. Remember, my guy's out of supply, so if the defender, which we are, the attackers may draw 1 extra combat chip. Okay, so he actually gets he can draw up to 8, and they disregard 1 attacker hit. So they actually need A3 now to break off. Yeah. Okay. So minimum of 2, maximum of 8 this time. So it looks kind of grim, really. Okay, it's a pretty good start to us. It's in a broken hex. So a D-1, and we've got armour in the attack as well. So that doesn't count. So we're sitting at a D-1, that's quite nice. So he's going to draw 6 more, 1 at a time. So we'll get them 1 at a time. 2 to 1 odds, so a hit each, but remember he gets to ignore 1. But so we're at nothing at the moment. That's a pity, that one's not working. Broken hex, it's wood for city and it's queer on the back, so doesn't apply. Unfortunately not defender elite, but we're not green either, so it doesn't count. So 3 to come. There's a hit for him, 5 to 1 odds. So he's got D1 on us. So we're going quite well here. That's 9 to 1. It was less than 4 to 1 in the back, so it doesn't apply. So we're sitting with D1. We've got 1 hit to take. Mind we are in a town, so we're pretty good at the moment. If we can survive this last chip. Unfortunately not. Air power, well, he's getting the other side of that as well, because it's 5th Panzer Army or allied attack. It's an allied attack, but the priority is the air power, which he has. So well, it's not awful, but yeah, I thought we were going to get away with that. I mean, the last 2 chip pools were hits on us, so yeah. Right, I'll just double check the numbers. Yeah, so it's 2 hits on us, 1 on him, but he gets to ignore that because we're out of supply. And then the first hit gets soaked by the town. So we do have to take 1 hit. And, well, there's no point we're going to retreat into a hex. It's in oh no, we could actually retreat into that hex, couldn't we? Because we've got an allied unit there. I think we probably want to stay where we are though, and I want to try and, it feels bad leaving them in there, because they're probably going to get grief later. Yeah, we don't give up on the victory points if we can help it. I mean, we are going to lose a unit, so if we retreated, we could keep the 2 units, but there's 2 victory points. We've got to try and hold them, I think. So we'll keep the infantry there, I think. Yeah, because it's got 2 strength, surely. I mean, the odds are going to be pretty bad anyway, aren't they? Should we keep the armour? I'm just wondering if maybe I should retreat. Is that silly? Just giving up the victory points. I think it probably is, Grant. I think you should just accept the fact that that unit's not going to hold forever, and just hopefully a bit of luck. I mean, it's going to take another attack. But if you retreat them now, then they'll just stroll in there. I mean, I don't particularly need that hex. I mean, the victory points I don't want to lose, but I think I'm going to start losing some. You know what? I'll leave him there then. So I'll take the hit on this guy, the armoured unit. So it's another one in the eliminated units box, and that satisfies our other hit. Yeah, okay, so I'll take the chits away and see what's next. Okay, so moving on with the strong attack card again. That was unit 5, and it also brought in unit 7. So the last one, yeah, it is the last one, is unit 9 up the top. Select a number 9. And that's no go 3 times on anybody. So we'll move on to the attack. See if anything happens here. Yeah, it doesn't have out of contact movement with the action within the attack card, so there is a big difference with that. Yeah, I think that's the only attack we're going to get. Select a number 3 here. He's not even going to get greater strength. Well, we've already said he can't even get to this hex, can he? And if he could, he's fighting against 6 across a river. So, yeah, he's not going to have greater strength than anything. And likewise, this guy's up against too much as well. Yeah, okay. So, the last 2 cards were attack cards, so they're both the same. Not going to happen. So we can put an IP, not he's, I think this guy up here, yeah, the guy up just north of Verviers, he can build an IP. And we've got the out of supply guy, haven't we? Well, we never got a card to be able to do anything with him, so, and I'm pretty sure he can't build an IP, can he? Yeah, no, he's not allowed to build an IP, and he couldn't have been involved in any attacks anyway, so yeah, that's that core had a go. So I'll tidy things up and we'll get back to another German impulse. I'm going a wee while there though, so I might just cut this one and come back to a fresh video. Okay guys, cheers. Well, right, I think I've decided to give up on the Monty Tidy's the lines. I think knowing now it's the action cards, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's probably a good thing to stop them coming in, but I'd like to make this activation of this these guys now, I think, just to start getting, I mean, this one can get in a nice position either here or here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these two. This guy, I thought, well, this is the hex that stopped our supply. Sorry, hang on, let's move that card out there a bit. I'll just chuck it with that one out. Yeah, this is the hex that prevented our supply from going through, so I'm wondering if I should maybe just drop that back to there and then do something with these two guys. Possibly move them up to here as well. Yeah, but I don't feel like I need to wait on that. Monty tidies away. I mean, seeing that I would have missed 2 cards there right away, but their cards are now gone. So I've like, maybe if I'd done it that last time, and once I worked out what I actually done, I did. I've got the first SS card. I would like to have a go at this guy because he's in victory points as well, and he's got the fuel marker in there as well. I mean, my first thought of first SS was why not repair them a little bit, get a 2 points repaired, but I've not. If I had an assault coordination, which I've not got, I would probably go for it because these units could come in here. We could attack with them. There's 2 bracketed units there attacking though, so you're missing chip pools. But if I could then assault coordinate with these guys, excuse me, because I don't want to bring them down out of Verviers, and these are kind of like, yeah, whatever's there is probably not going to get down anyway. Yeah. But I mean, by playing this, I'm only going to be playing 1 card from my hand, letting the allies have an impulse and drawing 1 new card, so it's going to be slow. But yeah, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to play this. I'm going to forget about Monty tidies the lines, and somebody can tell me that that's an awesome special event, you should have played it. Which, yeah, okay. I mean, the last allied impulse to be drawing just 1 card rather than all 3. I'm assuming it doesn't get to draw cards to replace it. I would think it would just have to discard. Well, they count as no action, don't it? So, okay, we're playing the 53rd Corps. That's it. We're doing it. So let me know what you think. Okay, I think I'm going to move this guy just into here. Yeah. Yeah, that feels pretty good. It stops this guy from being able to move about too much as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys could, if they activate, probably maybe come out of a go against him, but I mean, I could support it with another unit, I suppose. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will if I feel that's important. I'm definitely going to move one of these units up here because if I put this unit in here, this guy can trace supply around. In fact, I think if I put in either hex, he can still trace supply around. So I thought get another unit up here to stop this guy from being able to get supply, and kind of trap these guys in here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know the other thought was maybe to move further up, and because the situation up here, the situation up here is a little bit dire, and I think my thoughts were maybe bringing these units down, but they're just infantry units, and they're going to be slow. I do have the card to activate them, but okay, let's concentrate on the job at hand at the minute, Grant. You can't do everything. Okay, thinking about it long and hard. Going to move this guy 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, I think. And yeah, I need to be able to, because I thought if I put this unit if I put that infantry unit here, this guy can still actually trace out to this wee bit of road and then away. And of course he's got this, oops, camera Grant, got this unit up here that he can get supply to. But I did think about maybe throwing that guy away up there, maybe to try and do something. So, I need to think about that before that then. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay, well, when we're putting that guy there, I think I better go 1, 2, 3 to there. That way, I don't think any of them, they're all now unable to trade supply, I think. So just what I want to do with this guy. I did think strategically moving him away up to here, this junction, you know. I can't get him all the way to St. Vith. I think I can get him, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get him to that hex. I think I'm going to take a bit of a chance and just keep him around this area. I was thinking, well, are we going to get aggressive? But we have brought this big, strong 4-step infantry unit in. And no, this core is pretty strong. I mean, yeah, I've put this guy down here, I suppose, but what might be better is if I can get activation on the 85th and bring it. Well, I've not got that card in my hand, or that would have been a better move maybe, but I want to get these moves done as well. So this guy could always come back. So maybe I do want to keep him handy in case we do. You know, the thing is that you're talking about till the next. We need to wait till the next turn. These guys are out of fuel. They're out of supply. Yeah. Maybe I should move them further up. No, okay. Let's decide, Grant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I might just put them there. The thing is, I'm not going to make an attack today with them. That's 2 core cards that I've drawn for them. I mean, okay, I could get the 7th armor card, but I'm not going to make an attack until these units kind of wake up, if you like. But we can get supply back for this guy, hopefully. We're putting this unit here. So maybe I should move that guy further up. You know what, I think I will. So what was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So strategically moving 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's go with that. Because, like I'm saying, these guys, they're not going to get aggressive today. They're only going to get aggressive if these guys can support. They're mainly just put in place to stop. Well, twofold. Give this guy a supply trace out and trap these guys in so they can't get supply. Right, let's go with that. So I've moved all the units in the core that I've got, haven't I? So that'll be my activation over. So I'll mark one of these units and yeah, I quite like that, but yeah, who knows what the allies are going to do next. Right, I'll just keep you there and I'll draw this next card for us. See what we get. There's another division. Oh, well, no fuel issues. Must just be infantry stuff, is it? And it's assault coordination though, which we were looking for. That's quite nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing that. The only thing that now means I'm not going to repair any of my units because I'm probably going to next turn activate the first SS and then assault coordinate. Could be 2 victory points for us though, which we might need because looks like we might be losing. We might be losing these 2 here at some point, I think. Okay, I'll take a wee pause there, guys, before the next Allied Impulse. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Okay, on with an Allied Impulse. Right, here we go. Oh, Oh Jesus! I've just drawn the primary card now. The last impulse we had was the supplemental. We're going to activate again. Oh dear. Oh, this unit's in bother, and also my worry, because I wanted to go for this unit up here. I bet there's a chance he could maybe. Oh dear. Oh, this isn't good. Right, well, what deploy all core reserves. Well, here we are again. There's no reserve. Oh, wait a minute. This one's got the expedite core reserves, and you know what? Look at this. There's 3 infantry units from 7 Corps on the 26th. We could have just got out of this with a result, I think. Well, I suppose we still need to look at. Well, it does mean I don't think they're going to have an activation. So we need to look at deploy all core reserves. There's none in the reserve units box. So again, we need to look at you know what? There's no. We've been through this a few times. There's no places. There's no proximate. German units proximate to any hexes, any position hexes in their core area, and also, in fact, there's no out of contact units. I don't think. These are all German units are all proximate to all of them, and this guy's only got 5 strength now. His buddies have moved away, so he's on his own. Yeah, so we're not doing that, and we're moving on to the second command, which is expedite core reserves. So, and we're not even moving them to the map, because we need to have, what is it? Yeah, if the expedite reserve command occurs when there are 2 or fewer cards remaining in the German draw pile, then they would deploy to the map. But there's 6 cards left in the German draw pile, so that is not happening. So all that is happening is these guys are moving. I mean, they shouldn't be moving into that box until the next day. They're moving down there today. So, I mean, there is a chance. I mean, the chances are slimmer though. The fact that we've already played this core card, now we're playing that core card to expedite them. I mean, yeah, an army card could bring them on right enough. So there is that possibility. But you know what? I think that's a pretty decent result. It just shows you, sometimes the last time saying, I've been unlucky with this and unlucky with that, and I've had my fair amount of luck, I think, drawing army group cards for combat tactics when it would be a horrible deployment of all the reserves or I activated loads of units and whatever, so it maybe balances out a little bit. It kind of doesn't feel like it at times, but it maybe does. Well, that is a result. That could have been a lot worse, because, I mean, this guy would have been in trouble, probably lost their victory points there. There is a chance this guy might have, got the withdrawal card if they had activated. So, yeah. Oh, well, that's nice and short and sweet as well. So, that's Allied Impulse over. Hi all. Right. German Impulse time. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give this a go. Here was me thinking that I might be replacing 2 points to the first SS, but no. They're going in again. Well, I think we should take a shot at this guy before he draws a card to get him out of this situation. I mean, One of the cards, allies could draw no command, which gives them the air power, which fixes an out of supply unit, doesn't it? Something like that. So I think I should do it now. Okay, I'm not going to move these guys because I can't really move them anywhere. There's two of them. There's a three strength, full strength infantry unit in there. But I can't get him down because he's in zone of control as it is, so it'd be actually 3 for him to move into that forest hex. But I think I'll just leave them there. I don't need them. These guys are all going to stay there. But these 2 units, does mean putting them down in the forest. Well, it's not a terrible place that maybe, I don't think. So we're going to move them to there. This has got a 3 strength and 2 bracketed, so we're lacking in the chip pool. But I'm also going to move this guy in, and there's a reason for that. I've counted up the numbers and I'm getting 20 to 3. So if I just chuck that guy in as well, 21 to 3 sounds like a better number. It's not as if, he's losing his IP, but I don't think he was doing any sort of protecting there. This unit's holding these guys, but they're in a victory point hex themselves. The more worrying area is here, right enough. That's why I'd like to maybe see if I can get this corps coming down. They're infantry. Well, one of them's on a road, so he can strategically move. The other 2 are not, sadly, so they'll just need to hobble down. But anyway, I'm away on off on another tangent. Right, let's stick with this grant, what we're doing here. So these guys are going to move down. He's going to move into here then, I think. Yes. And we're all going to attack. And we're going to play assault coordination. I wonder. I don't know. I think I had a look. I think we're out of fixed artillery range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 8 away, I think. I think 8 is as good as I can get, so we can't fix the artillery. Anyway, well, we're playing assault coordination, so that's involving the 2nd SS units. Let me have a wee look. I've got 2 cards with artillery, so I'm wondering. Hang on. Yeah, I've decided I think I am going to play. I'm going to play this for artillery. There are a few reasons. That's 3 cards at my hand on this 1 impulse. There's only 6 cards left in my draw pile. Now, I think I do want to be trying to rush to the end of the day, to be honest. I'm feeling like I'm in a decent position to maybe get my supply back, although I felt like that up until the last moment of the 24th, so yeah, there is all that. The other thing is, I'm not going to bring the camera down, but this is for the 66 Corps. One of the ones, the guy's in Bastogne, he's in low supply. The other one's further south, out of supply. He is infantry though. But he's not. Yeah, he is infantry and is. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I thought I'd bring the camera down just so you see them. So it's the guy that's in Bastogne on his last legs, really. There's not an awful lot we can do to save him. We can't put anything in because he's surrounded. We can't get anything into that hex. So rushing to the end of the day is good for him, I suppose. I if these guys are to activate again, any aggressive move at all, they're probably going to take him out. And another guy's here. I'm just looking. I mean, he's out of supply. He's not in a terrible spot. He does have the 12 core units round about him. So I mean, out of supply is not brilliant when you're getting attacked. Gives him an extra chip pool. They ignore a hit. And the fact he's infantry, I could move him the full. Well, I say full three hexes. It's going to be 2 to move out of zone of control. So I mean, where is he going to go? He's not going to. I started thinking, could I get him in this hex and then the possibility, because I mean this town's open. This is a slight concern to me. Yeah, I'm not awful well. No, that's not going to work either, is it? Yeah, that town being open is a bit of a concern. I wonder. Oh, it's got me thinking again now. Should I maybe keep that card? But I'm only going to be moving 1 unit with it. I could possibly put him in a position, maybe use the activate any 1 unit for the day and bring him down into this town. You know? Because what else is going to come into this town? We need this hex. This unit's now IP'd here in this hex, so maybe that is a consideration. And I don't need extra chip pools in this attack. Artillery is always nice, right enough, and the fact he can't draw a card, I'm going to be the only one with artillery. Oh, right. What about the other artillery card you've got then, which is the 47th? And normally I wouldn't consider that for artillery because it's a good core, but I mean they're all going to move like 1 hex. I actually do feel that's a better idea. Looking at the board position, just the 47. Most of them are mechanized. There's an infantry here. Then there might be a couple. Well, there's an infantry in there, but he's in trouble. But activating them doesn't really help. Getting to the end of the day might help him if he survives through it. So again, playing more cards is probably better. And I can't replace points because they're out of supply, so they can't get repaired. All they can do is move 1 hex. I mean, the positions that they're all in, if, like I'm trying to do again, recreate this supply line, they'd be fine where they are. So, I mean, yes, I suppose I could get them back nearer towards this road a little bit. Nah, I don't think it's really worthwhile though, is it? Whereas maybe the fact getting this unit up and then getting him with a possibility, because I can't see any other unit that's going to be able to go in this town. The 85th Corps guys along here. I thought maybe get one of them down to there, and then this guy could reach, but he can't reach the town. There's 2 into there. 3, yeah. He can't reach the town, so that would maybe be the chance to do it. And, I'll tell you what, there's an extra. This is the supplemental card for the Corps. So we still have the Corps card. So we don't even need to use any 1 unit. We could just use the core card when we draw it to move him down at the town. I mean, playing this to move 1 unit then gives the allies an activation. But let's just do this. Let's do it. Let's play the 47th Corps card for artillery, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do it. maybe some of you are screaming, don't. That's silly, Grant. But yeah, I think it's mainly about getting that extra card in my hand, getting 3 cards into my hand. I think that's what it's all about. I've never played to the point where you start having just one command level lets allies have an impulse, and you can see how brutal that can be, because you're also starting to defend a bit more because it's later in the game, and so you're not doing many of these attacks and playing combat tactics and that. So it's actually there's probably some of you out there think a good strategy is to make a daft attack against something and chuck some combat tactics in willy-nilly without being concerned, but just to get rid of cards. Because right now, if we get right through the few days, we've got enough victory points to actually have a win. Okay, it's not the win that you wanted, but we're way past that. So okay, I'm going to do this. So we've got 3, 6, 9, so there's another a wee under there. 10, 11, 12, and then another 9. So that's a 21, and it's 21 to 3. And that's just the fuel marker that's underneath him. He's out of supply as well, so that also lets us draw another chip pool. So 21 to 3, so we're getting 71 odds. 71 odds. And yeah, that's right. And chip pools are 1, 2, the one down the bottom of that 3, none for these 2, none for that, and then another 3. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 for elite is 7, and 2 for the combat tactics is 9, and also 1 extra for the fact that the unit's out of supply. And the even better thing about this is we get to ignore an A hit, so it's tempting to say, what the heck, let's just draw all 10 chip pools. I mean, I think I had that go wrong already in this game when I was getting to ignore 1 hit and ended up with 3 or 4 or something. Good. I mean, he's surrounded. He's going to take a step loss by retreating 1. He's in a town, okay. It's a broken hex, but he's out of supply. We get a couple of these chats and we're good. Okay, and we've got artillery as well, so we're covered. We've got it all covered. Nothing should go wrong. Okay, so, and he doesn't get to draw a card. So 71 odds, maximum of 10 chip pools, minimum of 2, and he's a line unit as well. He's not a wheat, so that's good as well. So I'll get the 2. We'll see where we're at. There we go. Look at that. First chip, disperse unsupplied. Attacker artillery. The only thing I'm scared about is what do I do now? So I've got D2, 1 soaked up by the town though. Another one he could just sit there and take the hit. So, but do I draw all 10? That does feel a little bit wrong. But we've got an A -1, and we've also got an A -1 for the fact he's out of supply. So the only things that could start going wrong are getting D -1s. I mean, he's in a broken hex, he's infantry. We've got combined arm. I'm saying we've got combined arms. Am I lying? I might well be lying. No, I've got armour out of the Piper. So we've got combined arms. Flanking doesn't count, right? We've got elite. He's line. I don't mean it can only be broken shits, I feel, that I can draw to go against me. I think. Because even the odds, 71, good odds. And I don't mind taking an A1, D1, you know, like... Just going to have a last wee think, but I think I'm going to go for all 10. Yeah, I dare say this maybe could be overkill, but I think having that A-1... it's difficult to just say, just draw 7, you know? I mean, 7's probably enough, isn't it? Well, what is it I need to eliminate them? 1 for the town. So if I've got D3, 1 for the town, 1 he retreats. It's only D3 I need, isn't it? Because he's going to retreat, take a step loss. And then, oh no, then he can retreat again. So it's D4 I need. Yeah. I mean, it's likely to be my only attack of the day. Probably. It probably is. Right, I'm going to draw all 10. There we go. Yeah, okay, it was overkill. I think the situation that we had, and I was a wee bit worried at the end when I drew this one in. I thought, oh god, I'm going to take a hit, but I don't think so, because didn't realise this is an A-1, so I don't think we are taking a hit. This was Wood Forest City, but clear on the back, so that one didn't count, which I'm glad about, because it was an A1. And that's the only other one that didn't count, Defender Wheat, Defender Green. So, yeah, it's over well, man. So that's great, though, because we're getting a couple more victory points, which I think we're probably going to lose a couple. Is this victory points as well? It is, yeah. I think there's a chance we're going to lose at least 2 today. In fact, well, it could be worse if Bastogne goes. I mean, there's a potential to lose 9 victory points, in actual fact. We're getting threatened for, you know, there's good threats that could take 9 victory points away from us. So, anyway, I'll just double check the number. I'm pretty sure everyone's alright, but just in case there is a hit to myself. Right, well, there's one hit. I've not got big enough dice. It's D11, so it's fair to say that guy's dead. We were taking 1 hit going by what's there, but we get to ignore that because of the out of supply status. The other thing I meant to mention was, part of my thinking was, for drawing the 10 shits was, you know what, if it's unlikely we're going to have another attack, so if the allies are an attack, they're not getting day chit. But I don't know, I mean, some of the chits could have helped us for defending purposes, so maybe you can't. You certainly can't think, oh, there's so many chits, and but I don't know, quite glad to see maybe 6-1, 5-1, 71 chits away, because the allies might be looking for them shortly, but I'm sure there's plenty more. Okay, so this guy's toast. So let's get him out of the way, and we've got the fuel marker as well. So let's see. It's a yes. Hey, excellent. So we've got a fuel marker that could come in handy. We've no hits to take on ourselves, so it's just now deciding what we're going to advance after combat. So I'll clear the... and hold on. We've now got 2 units in a limited units box for the allies, so we're going to get ourselves an extra victory point there. And I'll just wait just now, because we're going to get another 2. So at the moment we're at 44, but we're about to go to 46. But I'll clear things up and we'll work out what I want in advance. Right, well, I'm not awful sure what I want to do with these guys next, really. You know, I was looking, do I want to try and push them forward? Do I want to try and... But I don't think so. I think Liege, not there's 2 8 strength of armour in here. I don't think I do want to push any further forward. I think we've decided that was a nice, easy chance, a couple of victory points, but like I've also said, we could maybe lose some. So here was my thinking, right? I'm going into the Spa anyway, obviously. So we're going to take Spa, and I'm going to knock our victory points up on R2. So we're sitting at 46. Does that give us? Well, greater than 45 on the end of the 27th. Greater than 45 is an operational win. If we wanted to do that on the 26th, we'd need greater than 50. So, what as I say, we're on 46, so we'd need we'd need another 5. I can't see that. No. Right, here's what I was thinking. I'm going to advance the 3 bracketed infantry units in. And I'm going to advance this first SS into here and then into here for the second hex, and same with this guy. I'm just not really sure what to do with them, but it puts them on the road, so I figure that's yeah, I'm not making any gaps here, am I? No. Right, and then the Piper, and that's the 3 first SS units together. The 3 bracketed infantry units just behind, but I mean, there's no threat of anybody getting at them, especially with these guys in front. Yeah, now here's an interesting thing that I was thinking, and I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, because I mean, I did think Trois Pommes, because the second SS guys are around it, but this guy's coming across the river. These guys could sit here and come across, but I mean, there's still 7 strength in there. They're in a forest, they're in a town, they're elite, they're armour. That's horrible. That's not going to happen. We're past going for the attacks. So here's my thinking, right? I'm going to advance in there with that, and then I'm going to move with my second hex, my second advance after combat movement into there, and I'm going to do the same with these guys. And I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do that. I think the second hex can be anything, unless, well, there is no path of retreat left, so it couldn't move into the forest, cross rivers and all that. There's no bridges or anything like that. There's nothing involved that doesn't let me do that. And the reason I thought about putting these guys here is, well, one, they're on this road, which seems like a better road because there's bridges here that work. And I'm actually thinking I could get them strategically moved down towards St. Vith here. Sorry, we're off camera. Yes, we are. Yeah, move them strategically, because we've not had an activation for the guys yet, I don't think. Down here, and maybe just in here, we'd like to get this guy. I mean, there's victory points in there as well. He's still full strength, so he's pretty decently, and it's a forest, that town as well. So I wouldn't mind getting something adjacent to that to be able to get supply back. And these guys could be good for it, you know. I'm not saying I would move this guy. And then it's possible if I get the activation I could, well, I don't want to move these, well maybe move these guys out, just back them off. And then the first SS can maybe just try and protect that area around Verviers. Just leave the first SS there, maybe bring the second SS back to help in this horrible bit that's starting to look kind of nasty. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll go with that. Whether that sounds a bit crazy or not, yeah, who knows. Yeah, because it's just a normal town, so I mean, as long as it's not victory point towns you'll lose. I mean St Vith is a victory point, so you know, that's another one we need to watch. Esselborn up here, Elsenborn is as well, but that seems far enough back. Okay, enough Rabbit and Grant. Right, that's my activation over. There's no units that can take an IP. They all moved. They're in a town. They've already got an IP. So that's it. So 3 cards though. So we're gonna get 3 new cards. Which is interesting. Like I say, there's only 6 left in the draw pile already. So let's maybe see what we get. I'll just move the cube from there to there, saying that's them being activated. Oh, yeah, of course. They were just advancing after combat. Okay, I'll get the 3 new cards. I'll still got you there. Camera, let's see what we get. Oh, Army Group B. It's been a while. And there's the second SS primary card. We've got the 58th. So we've got the 2 core 58 cards, which, that's not anything terribly exciting, I don't think, is it? Some of them are a bit of bother. Combat tactics on them. Infantry infiltration and there's a reinforced battle on one of them. But yeah. Well, Army Group B, that's going to let us have a thought about something, and also getting that second SS now. I can maybe do what I said, where I strategically move them. In the Army Group B card, I could possibly look for a Kampfgruppe. I don't know what else. I can't see many places I want to make an attack or anything though, you know. So, right, okay. I think I'm going on too much. So that's me got new cards. We've only got 3 cards left in my draw pile. An Allied Impulse coming up next, but that's been quite a long new session there. Probably more me talking than anything else happening, but I'll come back with an Allied Impulse soon, guys. Okay, cheers.